So now you're going into the forest. I don't know why, but I'm a little worried. But if worse comes to worse, you can always use the earring of the hunter to return home safely.
I've already spoken with Louis. Now, go to the watchtower hut and get the key to the Beetle Gate. From the forest entrance, you will find the Divine Barrier Gate, and then on to the Beetle Forest. Godspeed to you.
Wait a sec. Here. This is a ring given to me by the Nagi chieftain when I was born. It's very special to me. I should have given it to you before, but I was too embarrassed. And when I wear this ring, somehow I feel at peace. I hope it helps you too. Well, take care, okay? Oh, it's really nothing, but I'll be thinking about you.
Are you doing all right? Being a cocoon master is tough, but you keep at it. I can teach you many things in place of your father. You can buy weapons and armor at the blacksmith. You know Kelmar's house, right? His father is a blacksmith. He may be a bit gruff, but he is a very skilled blacksmith. If you are wounded in the forest, continuing the hunt is very dangerous. There are many different types of items which can help you at such times. You buy them down at the town shop. Make sure you get plenty of everything you need there. And you can get empty cocoons for imprisoning minions from Mabu. You cannot buy weapons and supplies without money. That is why you should spin white cocoons. The thread from white cocoons is very high quality and can be sold for a lot of money. But once you spin the cocoon, you will lose the magic beast inside. Consider that carefully before asking Mabu to spin them for you. Although the forest beasts attack us villagers and sometimes seem quite treacherous, they are really just agents of Elrum, the god of the forest. The cocoon masters and Nagi people are wise in the ways of the forest. In fact, we have a term of respect for the creatures there. We call them forest minions. People of the village call them abominations, monstrosities, all because they look horrific and terrify us. Even our town elders, like the Venerable Jabara, have more contemptuous names for them. But they all refer to the same thing. They say Pure words beget a clean heart. You should mind your language too, my son. Take care. I will always be praying for you.
Huh? What is it? If you're looking for Kelmar, he's not here. This is just great. Where could he be running off to now? Come back some other time if it's a strong weapon you want. It's been so long since I made a weapon for a Cocoon Master. But even if you had one, would you know how to use it?
Really, he's so unfriendly, isn't he? I'm sorry, his hands are skilled, but his tongue is not. Our son will never find a good bride with a father like you. They're both so stubborn, aren't you even listening to me? As you can see, he has a hard head, but he is the best blacksmith in all of Peril. If you ever need weapons, come again.
My, how you've grown. Those clothes become you. You look just like Riquette's when he was a young lad. This is a tale of the kingdom of Gehenna Pali that stretched across these lands long ago. Once upon a time, Prince Menek, son of King Karis, set out with his vassals to hunt in the forest. Well, that is the end of the story. I know you're busy, but come by any time. I shall always be here. Ever since yesterday, the forest has been stirring restlessly. This is a tale of the kingdom of Gehenna Pali that stretched across these lands long ago. Once upon a time, Prince Menek, son of King Karis, set out with his vassals to hunt in the forest. But in the forest they were enveloped by a thick fog, and the prince lost his way. Wandering aimlessly about, he happened upon a marsh from which grew an enormous tree. Thereupon he heard the sound of sobbing, but he knew not from where. He found a maiden sitting all alone. She was weeping by the marsh. "I am Alcana. I just buried my mother here in the marsh of Uban," she said. And then she looked up at the prince. He was overwhelmed by her beautiful eyes. The maiden stole his heart that day. It was truly a fateful meeting. Thereafter, the prince made frequent trips into the forest. Undoubtedly, he was paying visits to the maiden. The maiden had a strange power. She could talk to the insects and trees. Before long, there began a terrible rumor that the prince's heart had been stolen by a witch. One day the maiden spun silk from fairy cocoons and wove it into a beautiful cloth for the king. But the brilliance of that cloth cast a shadow upon the kingdom. The king was so enthralled by the fairy silk that he sent his soldiers into the forest, where they ravaged for fairy cocoons. The fairies, still in their cocoons, were boiled alive. The king killed them so he could have their silk. The prince pleaded with his father to stop his cruelty, but the king was no longer the man he had once been. Prince Menek was charged with treason and imprisoned in the king's deepest dungeon. He was never heard from again. When the maiden learned of the prince's death, she cursed her fate and lamented the foolishness of man. She then cast herself away into the marsh where her mother lay. As she started to drown, a voice from nowhere whispered to her, "I am Elrum. I shall grant you your wish. Tell me what you want," said the voice. The maiden told Elrum all that weighed upon her heart. The maiden said, "Greed bears destructive knowledge. Its wicked power shall be the end of the forest. All hope is lost. The beasts of knowledge shall never live in peace with the forest. The one light of hope, who I so loved, has perished at the hands of the beasts. I now go to where my love Menek awaits." Thereupon Elrum spoke again. "So you claim that your true love was torn asunder by the greed and hatred of the beasts of knowledge? When light is swallowed up by darkness, I shall unleash ruin upon the land. returning all to the nothingness from whence it came. I have a firm grip upon the darkness in your heart. From that day forward, demons appeared in the forest, terrifying all they came upon. And the kingdom of Gehenna fell to ruin by the swarms of Onibubu, locusts of apocalypse. The demons that haunt the forest now are the beasts spawned by the greed in man's heart. Once upon a time, this forest was a paradise for the divine spirits who served Elrum, god of the forest. The forest people are the incarnation of Mammon, the divine spirit of knowledge. When the divine spirits created man, it was Mammon who bestowed knowledge upon them. But man used his knowledge for the pursuit of ruin. In the end, Gehenna was destroyed because man aroused Elrum's wrath. Bestowing knowledge upon man troubled Mammon greatly. In order to prevent the mortals from causing further destruction, to this day he lives in the forest, protecting it from the foolish ways of man. If you act not in destructive ways, surely Mammon shall bestow upon you valuable knowledge. We are in good hands with you as our Cocoon Master. Once upon a time in a faraway village, there lived a woodcutter who always boasted of his strength. It is said that the woodcutter wanted to test his own strength by felling the tallest tree in the forest. He hastily ventured deep into the forest in search. Meanwhile, the forest told the great tree of the woodcutter. The great tree sighed deeply, lamenting his foolishness, and he continued to sigh. And before long, the breath of the great tree became a thick and heavy fog which shrouded the forest. The woodcutter soon lost his way. He grew so tired wandering about that he soon took a short rest. Just then, sweet-smelling fluffs began to float down from above. All who would smell their sweet scent would fall fast asleep. The woodcutter couldn't help but to fall in a deep slumber, and there he lay, snoring great snores in the middle of the forest. For 3 days he slept. On the morning of the 4th day, a birdman flew down to where he lay. He spoke to him. "I'm the strongest, you always say. One fight with me, if you may." But the woodcutter remained fast asleep. "You can try to sleep if you must, but I shall wake you with my dust." As he spoke those words, the birdman sprinkled a glistening white powder upon the woodcutter. With that, the woodcutter sneezed a great sneeze and jumped to his feet. The surprised woodcutter shouted, "Who on earth are you? I warn you, I am incredibly strong, and I will battle right now." The birdman replied, "You can't defeat me, but if you do, we can be friends and I'll share my powder with you. It cures all illness and turns old to new. I got it from the forest people called the Yamu." The woodcutter tried to grab the birdman, but the woodcutter had been asleep for 3 days. He was too hungry to hold on. With one flap of his mighty wings, the birdman blew the woodcutter all the way back to the village. The woodcutter told the villagers all about the strange birdman, but not a soul believed him. From that day on, the woodcutter never again boasted of his strength. The divine tree. It is the earthly form of Elrum, god of the forest. It is said that all in this land began with that tree. But no mortal has ever laid eyes upon it. That is, except for Gi, prophet of the Nagi. It seems the prophet Gi saw the great tree in his dreams. It looked just like a huge tree that had been turned upside down. That is why it is also called the Upside Down Tree. Nagi legend says that their accursed fate shall be released when the dragons of light and darkness appear before the divine tree.
I am the Nagi prophet, Gi. I see the future through the words of God. I feel before me the one who shall lead our accursed nature to repose. That brave stature. It is just as the hunter, who is praised in our legends. That hunter shall be known as... The curse shall not be lifted until we are led to eternal repose. May the protection of Erlen be his. I am the Nagi prophet, Gi. I see the future through the words of God. I bid you welcome to the temple of Kemul, the entrance to the stairs of time. I sense you are a cocoon master of great renown. The stairs of time are the entrance to another dimension. It is said that long ago, during the age of chaos, the chosen ones of light and darkness passed through this gate. The time of conclusion had come. Beyond this gate lies an endless forest. The forest harbors infinite strength and undergoes continuous mutations. There, a truly powerful hunter, such as a cocoon master, shall gain in rank and honor. The weak, however, shall be devoured. Just what might lie at the end of the forest? Perhaps a state that transcends the self or even eternal suffering. Among the living, no one yet knows. O brave hunter, O mighty cocoon master, tell me your name. For we, the storytellers, will pass on tales of your heroics for generations to come. May the winds of good fortune blow with thee.
Well, that is the end of the story. I know you're busy, but come by any time. I shall always be here.